I got 182 problems and Matt Skiba ain't one. Hi people and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here for a 5-minute review on Blink-182's newest album, One More Time. From the onset of this record, we get the feeling the band are back to their old ways when their opening song rings out. Anthem is a returning track and this one is part 3 in what seems to be a never-ending story for our protagonist. Except on this take, we see the band grounding themselves in the themes for this record, with stories of f***ups, failures, and a stubborn view of never giving up and getting old. What's my age again? What's my age again? Come on, you know I had to make that joke somewhere in here. But not all is as it seems when we hear the next song, Dance With Me, one of the many singles released from this album, and its opening about self-pleasures outside of listening to Blink-182. Talking about self-pleasuring singles, the first we had from this was Edging, and I even did a reaction to this when it came out. Needless to say, I did not like this song. One of the most uplifting things about this album is how, despite its subject matter in places, it feels so right to see the band reforming for this record. It just feels like the universe is back in order. I mean, while I wasn't the biggest fan of Blink-182 and their albums, their singles ruled the airwaves in the late 90s and 2000s and were the soundtrack for pretty much every American Pie movie or similar films of the time. They were just a constant in that era, so it's great to see them back, and I have to say, this is the best album I've heard from the band in the last 20 years, even over their self-titled emo phase, and the less said about 9 the better. I mean, honestly, that album had one good track with Generational Divide, and that was 49 seconds long. Fuck the other 40 minutes off. Oh, speaking of short songs, it's great to hear a few pop up here and there, such as Turn This Off and Fuckface. Love those tunes. Looping back around to the band, and how the hell did Blink-182 reunite? Seriously though, why does it always take a near-death experience for one of their members to get these guys back together to make a record? It seems a real travesty? This is addressed on the title track of the record, a very somber and down-to-earth piece which describes how the band overcame their issues and decided to get back together, and for the better I say. Do I have to die to hear you miss me? I mean, there have been fans at recent shows who are so ecstatic that say how this band saved their life, and good on anyone out there who uses music to help overcome adversity. I hope this album does the same too, because it does seem to follow that theme of growing up and learning to cope with the constant stream of shit society seems to be throwing our way. The band may have grown up and are no longer running through the streets naked or singing about jerking off, and instead have shown some signs of growing up on this record, but maturity is not exactly garnered by its members. Members. Especially when you hear the song Turpentine. The band have on offer on this record is very interesting in times, but it's a bit of a mixed bag because there are some tunes that have that raw punk energy of their early days, and then of course their newer stuff which is more grounded and a bit more somber in their takes. It's nothing compared to their early career. It's still some very intriguing stuff, but I don't feel like the radio singles they released got me intrigued by what this album had to offer. Of course, the major draw is having the original members back together in one of the most iconic punk rock bands of our time, which just feels right, of course. I'm sorry Matt Skiba fans, but his time with the band was fraught with some absolute shithouse records. From what I've seen, a lot of fans defended Matt's time with the group, but I'm pretty sure more are glad that it's now over. And as a flyby Blink-182 fan, then you know my opinion on this matter is the most important one. Overall, I will give this album a score of 7.5 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Anthem Part 3, More Than You Know, Turn This Off, and Fuckface. Blink are a band that have resurfaced many times over the past few decades with a slightly different edge each time, coming from pop punk to emo punk to finally landing here with what feels like adult contemporary punk. And you know what? I like it. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.